You break free from your egg. One moment you're snug inside, the next you're clawing your way out into a nest of dry grass and a pile of bird feces. Around you, your siblings wobble and chirp like broken alarm clocks. You stumble around blindly, bumping into something massive. Mom. At 6 feet tall, with razor-sharp claws, a hooked beak, and eyes that seem to monitor everything, she doesn't exactly look cuddly, but here she is, keeping you alive, for now. You're supposed to be an apex predator, but right now, you're an almost awkward excuse for a bird. Your puny body, together with your insanely bad coordination, is enough to make even wriggling into a nearby bush look like a heroic feat. So you do the next best thing. Stare across at your siblings, wondering whether it's morally right to eat them. And then you feel it, your vision clouded by a dark shadow looming over your head. A saber-toothed cat. It's massive, with muscles that ripple under its sleek fur and golden eyes that gleam with hunger. The cat crouches low, its focus entirely on you and your siblings. Your siblings chirp in panicked confusion, heartbeats away from becoming lunch. That's when your mom notices. She doesn't waste any time, charging onto the scene with her massive frame and cutting through the tall grass like an angry Gordon Ramsay on Kitchen's Nightmares. The saber-toothed cat snarls, swiping at her with its claws, but she's relentless. She strikes, effortlessly slamming her beak into its side with a fatal blow that sends the cat skittering backward. After, she just kind of stands there for a moment, blood splattered across her beak and feathers. Her eyes scan the horizon, ensuring the threat is truly gone. Satisfied, she turns back to the nest. You expect some kind of reassurance, but instead, she stares at you in a weird gaze, one that suggests she definitely should have used protection. Spring rolls around, and you're starting to get the hang of life a little more. Your coordination has improved, your size is also increasing at an impressive rate. Within just a few weeks, you've doubled your weight, ballooning from a mere 3.5 pounds at hatching to a hefty 7 pounds. And you're not alone in this prehistoric world. You see, you're part of a fearsome family of birds known as Phorusrhacidae, or terror birds, with a number of species within the family. These included the likes of Celopterus, a relatively small but fierce bird, about the size of a large turkey, Abitosaurus, known for its long, slender neck that allowed it to strike from higher ground, Titanus, which was more robust and built for strength, and a few others. As for you, you're destined to be the largest and most formidable of them all, Kelenkin, a group of terror birds that tower above the rest. For now, though, maybe it's better you practice your menacing stare without looking constipated. A couple of years go by, you begin to hunt bigger prey, kinda like upgrading from a small fries to a Happy Meal. Good enough. Your size now makes it way easier for predators to spot you, but your sharpened senses make up for it. Oh, and your scruffy little feathers? Gone. You've traded them in for a thick, more intimidating coat that covers most of your body like a prehistoric hoodie. Comfy, sure, but now you're a walking feathered billboard. One of your first bigger kills is a capybara, a large herbivorous mammal wandering near the riverbank. You see it from a distance. Propelling yourself forward with your powerful muscles, you lock onto the capybara, your beak slamming into its side with a sickening crunch. Chomp! You don't let go. The sharp curve of your beak easily punctures its flesh, and within moments, it's brought down. You're feeling pretty proud of yourself, but unfortunately, no one seems to really care. The more you hunt, the more you realize the unique advantages of your beak. Its razor-sharp curve allows you to hook and tear prey with precision, whether smashing through bone or raking flesh open. Perfectly adapted to your lifestyle. You've also acquired your own little piece of territory. Not exactly a luxury nest on Bird B&B, but it keeps the rain off your feathers. With every meal, your confidence grows. Don't get too cocky though. In case you couldn't tell, you still can't fly, and unfortunately, never will. To make matters worse, the wear and tear from relentless sprints and struggles leaves you with bruises, strains, and scars, a reminder of the risks that come with every encounter. Years pass, and you've come a long way since your days as a baby chick. No more playtime for you. By now, you stand at a whopping 9 feet tall and weigh in at 700 pounds. You've mastered the art of hunting, keeping yourself alive in even the harshest conditions. But there's one thing you can't escape: the memory of your mother. She's gone by this point in your life, lost to the wilderness. Although your brain most likely isn't capable of comprehending all of this, her lessons still vaguely echo within you. Now, you're the one guarding the next generation. Your own hatchlings lying in the nest. You watch over them with the same intensity and care your mom once showed you. Your instincts tell you to protect. One day, while you're stalking the grasslands, you spot a familiar silhouette cutting through the tall grass. Its enormous canine teeth gleam as it prowls. Your first instinct is to run, just like when you were a chick, but then you realize, who are you kidding? You're not a helpless baby anymore. You've become something far more dangerous. Instead, you charge. One of the cats lunges for your chicks, but you're faster. You intercept its pounce mid-air, slamming your massive beak into its side. The impact throws the beast off balance. It hisses, swiping at you with its claws, but you're relentless. Again and again, you strike, using the full force of your beak to tear into it. The mighty saber-tooth crashes to the ground. It's no longer the terror it once was. The realization is clear in its eyes. This fight is over. You stand over it, breathing heavily, your feathers rustling in the wind. Your chicks are safe, for now. As you watch the other cat retreat, you can't help but feel a strange satisfaction. You've grown, finally becoming the apex predator you've always dreamt of being. The end, when it comes, is quiet. There's no dramatic roar, no final battle. It's a whisper in the grass, a passing moment unnoticed by most. You're prowling the grasslands like you usually do, following a trail of foliage that signals a potential meal for you and your family. Your senses detect a flicker of movement up ahead, a large, unwary glyptodon minding its own business. You crouch low, every muscle in your body tense and ready to spring. But something feels off. The usual sounds of the grasslands, the distant calls of other birds, and the rustling wind through the tall grass are absent. It's eerily quiet, like the entire world is holding its breath. You hesitate, your instincts screaming at you to abandon the hunt, but hunger clouds your judgment. Screw it. You lunge forward, covering the distance in a few powerful strides. Then it happens. The ground beneath you gives way, collapsing into a hidden sinkhole. You scramble, talons clawing at the crumbling edges, but it's no use. You plunge into the darkness, landing in a shallow pool of sticky mud. At first, you don't understand what is happening, but then you realize you've fallen into a tar pit. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink, the thick substance clinging to your feathers and weighing you down. You let out a piercing screech, a desperate call for help, but there's no one to hear it. The tar only tightens its grip, dragging you further into its inescapable embrace. Your body sinks inch by inch into the pit. You've survived the fiercest of predators. Massive, hungry wolves with jaws that could crush bone, and packs of cunning, fast-moving raptors that would tear into your flesh at any sign of weakness. You've danced with death countless times, always managing to escape, always being the one at the top of the food chain. After all the hunts, all the battles, all the countless days of survival, this is how it ends. Swallowed whole by the earth you once ruled. And just like that, you're gone. For millions of years, you just remain there, preserved in the ancient tar, a silent witness to the passage of time. Your body, once a force of nature, is now just another fossil, encased in a deep, unforgiving pit. That's the way your story ends, without warning, swallowed by the earth and forgotten by time.